A curse has befallen the region of Icewind Dale, in the form of an unrelenting winter that has slowly chipped away at those who live here for 2 long years. Most have lost the will to believe it will ever end, as hundreds of adventurers have flocked to this region in an attempt to end the curse and go down in history. None have succeeded. Those who do live to tell their tales are left frozen and mutilated by the horrors of the region. Join us as an unlikely group of adventurers come together to try and best these lands and put an end to the curse.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Tabletop Tyranny, where we neither play around the tabletop nor are we tyrannical. My name is Jacob, and I am going to be your dungeon master for this evening's games, and many more in the future, many more in the past. You know, time is, interchangeable. Who knows, right?
Concept.
As you can see, there's no concept. It's just a concept. You see our players; they are waving. You see Ethan, you see Tyler; they're both waving. Star and Craig have joined in as well. Emily now, and then Nathan is kind of perplexed and quizzical with his looks.
Nathan doesn't know how to wave.
They have once again joined us for this collaborative storytelling. We have been on a bender. We've been off a couple weeks. 1 week. If you want to see any of our past, a little bit of a bender. If you want to see any of our past episodes, you can check it out on the same YouTube channel that you're at watching us right now. But without further ado, we're going to get into a little bit of D&D. So, I usually like to ask a question for my players so they can earn a point of inspiration. I've been transitioning into trying some fun facts, but I really like the idea of riddles. I tried it out on Tuesday and I had a great time with it.
Oh no!
So tonight I'm going to be asking the players a riddle. Each of you can write it down. I'm going to give a 3-2.
Yeah.
I'm going to give a 3-2-1 and say you guys can reveal. Don't blurt the answers out. I know that
didn't happen last time at all.
Not at all. This is a riddle for a child, so this should be easy for us.
Oh no.
Why did you pick an easy one? What if we're gonna look stupid if we get it
The
wrong?
riddle for tonight's game is, the more you take, the more you leave behind. What am I? The more you take, the more you leave behind. What am I?
Oh, I know I've heard this one before and I can't even... The more you take...
And while our party thinks over the riddle, how are you guys doing out there in the streamland? How's your day? Did you go painting? Did you make any crafts this weekend? Did you? How was your day?
My daughter's been awake since midnight last night, so we'll see how sleep goes tonight.
Oh, she should be KO'd, man.
I sure hope so.
Once again, the more you take, the more you leave behind. What am I? I will give you guys 30 more seconds to kind of think it over, and then we'll get into tonight's recap. Just make sure to write down your answers.
I don't have an answer.
That's fine.
Doesn't make any sense. Never mind. I'm not writing that.
If you have no answer, you can write down anything, or you just can choose not to answer. Does everyone feel like they have some guess attempt?
Yeah, I probably guessed the same thing
Yeah,
as
why
Emily.
not?
I'm gonna give it 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So, what was the answer that you all wrote down?
You wrote it wrong.
I can't see any of them, so I'm just... You wrote time.
Emily says time.
Okay.
Craig says time.
Like that's the only thing I take. I took my time.
That was my first thought. I was like, oh, you can take your time.
All right.
Do you
So far,
feel behind?
no right answers yet.
No right
Okay.
answers.
Sand.
Why is yours backwards? Banaz.
I said food because you eat food and you poop it out.
Okay.
Sometimes you poop a little more.
Okay. None of those answers were right, but they were pretty cool.
Star was correct at the beginning, though. She's just like, well, now we're gonna look like idiots if we.
So
None of us got it.
The answer to this riddle from whosmarted.com/riddles for kids. The answer is footsteps.
Oh.
Footsteps.
Okay.
stupid.
Oh wow, I hate it
That's
because
okay.
that's good.
You were
That's
pretty
good.
close at sand. You were pretty
Yeah.
close at sand.
Yeah.
Sand was pretty close.
Sand was good.
I will
just a
take
medium.
I will take an inspiration. I will just have that and hold on to it then, I guess.
Nice.
Oh no.
I'm just kidding. I won't do it. But yeah, that's no winners today, no bingos, but
Oh.
it's okay. Here at D&D,
You don't have another one, so at least one person get inspiration.
never. It's either all or none. It's okay.
Sand was a great answer. No.
I do think all y'all's answers were great. But a little bit of recap. Players, make sure you guys have the D&D maps on. I do have it live streaming the idle screen right now. And then
When you mark that you failed 3 death saving throws, it automatically renames you to open parentheses dead, close parentheses, and your name. I just changed my
That's
shit
funny.
over to that.
that's funny. So, last session, this is a bit of a small recap. So last session, the party, they meddled with a dark ritual and suffered the repercussions of those actions, where in the end, Lorian lies dead. Fiska and Jayla both lie unconscious. And a really difficult decision seems to lie before the party. But not all is lost, as Lorian does stand before the Frost Maiden himself. Her hand outstretched, offering him a second chance at life. And so I'm going to bring us back in to the scene. I gotta mute my mic because I have some phlegm in my throat.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh wait, I just
Yeah.
noticed you changed your name in here.
So if you look over towards the maps icon, so I'll reset the scene for you all. So Lorian, as you are embraced by that internal darkness that is death, you lose all sensations and kind of just drift away into the nothingness that lies beyond. The darkness around you begins to diminish as a structure comes into view. Rising before you is a 600-foot tall mountain of glacial ice. Its peaks carved to resemble a gigantic skull wearing a crown. Climbing besides this mountain southern slope are enormous stairs hewn from ice. You climb the stairway, passing into the interior of the structure, and as you do, your vision kind of gets fuzzy and blurry, but you somehow still manage to stumble your way to where you need to be. As your vision clears, you find yourself kneeling before a divine entity. The air around her grows heavy and cold, but you somehow still manage to breathe normally, and you find yourself kneeling before this entity. You see the tiniest of blue radiance highlights her frozen features, as an ever-shifting crown of ice encircles her sharp features. She stretches out her hand towards you, and in your head you feel her voice breach your mind. Hello, my child. It seems that your life has been cut short. You have so much more to do with your life. I see true potential within you. But something wicked fills your soul. I sense within you a foul corruption. A corruption of Malor. I can offer you a second chance at life. I can cleanse you of his influence and make you one of my children. You will be welcomed into my family with open arms and will no longer have to worry about being lost and alone in the vast space of my domain. All you have to do is take my hand, and all past transgressions and sins will be forgiven. You will be reborn anew. And she just slowly stretches her hand towards your corporeal form.
What's the catch?
The catch. There is no catch at a second chance. It's just merely another opportunity to live, to serve, to be one of my many children that walk amongst the frozen wastelands. It's a blessing.
All right, level with me. Let's cut the crap. I've seen their eyes turn blue and the frosts on their forehead. I saw when you were freed from the whatever ritual by whoever the fuck that guy was that we murdered. But they seem to be so many people seem to be under your spell. Like, it doesn't seem as if they're free. There are all of their eyes turn an icy blue.
There are those who accept and are reborn, and there are those who refuse. And in the refusal, I have no say on what happens to their body or soul. But yes, my children are reborn with these blue eyes, as you mortals like to describe them as. I see them as being reborn with a new purpose. Not for good or for evil, but just to further cement my reascendance back into my true form. They are my children, and I need them.
What?
For what? For the sole purpose of being the only one left. Being the true powerhouse within this realm. For revenge. For I seek more power than one could imagine. For I seek to be the sole proprietor of this power. For I seek to redeem myself through not only my children, but also to my future children as I make the entire world celebrate me, to bend to me. No, what?
It's all bullshit. Have you been there? It's cold as fuck.
Not to my children. You will never know cold again if you become my child.
But I'll be bound to you. You're cruel. You demanded sacrifices for your...
I am merely a product of others.
You're
am
of
not
age.
cruel.
Your decisions are of your own. Fuck you. Fuck your deal.
Wrong words. Refusing this offer is not wise. Well, in truth, I will encompass all aspects of life and death, so regardless of refusing my initial offer, eventually you will be mine in time. There will be no more gods to rule here, no one to offer guidance to mortals. There will just be me. I alone will stand atop the great glacier and shape this world into a more perfect and unified image.
Sounds like you just want to control the world.
To some, that may seem my goal. But let's be honest. There are far worse individuals to control this world. I may not come off as the kindest, but I still care to a degree. If you look around, you see other gods doing the same thing, playing the same game. I mean to end this repeating circle and to end all doubt, to end all suffering, to make the world better. Be it by trampling over a few thousand souls here and there. In the end, my intentions are honest and pure. But sometimes you have to bloody the lands to find that. But nonetheless, you refuse my offer, it's fine.
You sound like you really care.
I can only care so much. I took the time to speak to you.
Yeah.
Therefore, I care. Most people, when they die, they don't get to see their gods or speak to a god. So consider yourself lucky that you have had this opportunity. Don't mistake this for anything else besides me reaching out a hand and trying to save you.
I just can't be bound to another, especially with a vision like yours.
So be it. I respect your decision, then. As much respect as I can give to a insignificant ant. But nonetheless, you have made your choice, and you will live with that consequence.
What's that mean?
She looks to behind you and she says, just know that my way was much better than his. Orcus, you can have him. Do what you must, do what you will. I tried. You see, stepping kind of out of the shadows is this 15-foot tall, massive, bloated flesh and muscle. Just this huge body, this huge demon. He's got these thick furred legs with goat feet and like hooves, goat hooves. I don't know what the words are for that. But he steps out of this shadowy kind of backdrop, and you see his massive black bat wings kind of outstretched, and he walks towards you. And each footstep he takes towards you is heavy. It thuds this structure that you're in. It looms over you. It looms over you, and it reaches out its own hand. And you watch as this black necrotic energy kind of warps around its hand as it just thrusts itself into where your chest would be. And it penetrates your very essence. You feel yourself lose whatever last bit of strength you had. You feel yourself fall backwards back into that vast void of emptiness as you feel your soul slowly fizzle out. And you find yourself floating once again in perpetual darkness as your part in this story comes to a close.
Hi, Lorian.
Back on the outside of this occurrence, the battle with whatever just happened to Lorian subsides. Jayla and Fiska both lie unconscious. The rest of you, you're all kind of gathered around Lorian, with your weapons ready. Jayla and Fiska are still unconscious, though.
Is Ichabod running up saying, guys, if we don't do the ritual correct, then a soul is forfeit?
I mean, he can.
I read about it in one of the books. Wait, what happened?
Did we already spare the dying on the two unconscious? I can't remember. We didn't. Okay, so
Nope.
I would do that as quick as possible. Like Eliza would be freaking out, and he would do it. He'd go Jayla, Fiska, and he would actually try Lorian because I don't think he would know that Lorian's like gone, right?
Yeah, no, in this moment, there hasn't been anything appear on his forehead just yet.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, you don't see him breathing when you come close to him, and you cast a spell. As you cast a spell, you know that it does not spare the dying. It does not work. It does not function.
But it did work on Jayla and Fiska though, right? Like they took breaths. Okay.
Yeah, you felt their body stabilize as they kind of.
Okay.
Took
So
that magic.
yeah, when I get to Lorian and I try it and it fails, I'll be like, guys, it's not working. It's not. I can't do anything.
Oh.
So, as soon as you spare the dying on Fiska, I'm going to be real. She's going to get up and she's just going to be like, "Oh, that fucking guy!" And she is going to load a silver crossbow bolt in her crossbow and she's going to run over and try and shoot him in the head. She does not care about stabilizing.
Ooh, Lorian?
In front of him.
Yes.
Mm.
I'm gonna stand in front of him.
Move out of the way.
I'm
Move out of the way,
I'm
Jayla.
also standing in front of him.
No.
Oh.
This guy almost killed us. Not once. This is not the first time.
Is this
Why do you
before I
protect him?
cast Spare the Dying, or like I've already tried it?
afterwards.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh no, sorry. This is after you cast it on Lorian.
Okay. I'll be like, Fiska, he's gone. Your bolt's not gonna do anything. He's gone.
Then let me have this.
What do you mean?
Let me just fucking shoot him once. He's not my neck. Let me get him.
Do we see like a snowflake forming on his forehead?
Yes. At this moment, when you glance back out towards his body as the party members come rushing through, you see that faint, familiar snowflake burning its way into his forehead, slowly taking over.
Yeah, I think Elazar would have been crouched beside him. He'll look up at Fiska and then look down and see that snowflake. And he'll just be like, fuck. And he'll punch the ground and stand up and just say, have at it.
And she's gonna, seeing the snowflake, she's gonna go for the ice chisel, and she's gonna go for the gruesome route.
I'm gonna stand right in front of her again. I'm not gonna let her.
Jayla, what are
He's
you
gonna
doing?
come back.
He's got a snowflake.
Maybe Helene can help. The kobold said that she's able to do things. Maybe she can fix it.
Fix it, and then what? And then what? He'll do this again. Maybe he'll
think we
actually kill us next time.
I don't think we have time to cart him around.
We know what they come back as, right? They're basically zombies. So we'll have to bind them. We'll have to. I mean, if that's really what you want, you might be alone in this. This is a snowflake. We know what happens.
So Jacob,
Yes.
does Ichabod get any inkling from the Raven Queen about whether or not it's worth trying to save him?
At
Or
the
does he
moment,
just-
you don't have any kind of guidance
Right.
from her. You don't feel any guidance at the moment.
typically I would say that she really, well, she doesn't hate the undead as much, but you know, if it's his time, then it's his time.
Well, it can be my responsibility. I can get him to Helene. They haven't
Right.
always been negative. That they don't always fight back.
I think
Who
maybe.
doesn't?
Sorry, go ahead,
Listen,
Fiska.
Jayla.
Yeah.
I know you have a soft spot for him because you've spent more time with him than the rest of us. But what if it's Lamaya next time? What if he loses it again? It's Lamaya who's the one who dies.
I know Lorian would have my back.
Are you sure? What was this? What was this? You thought he had your back just now.
He couldn't control it.
And this
We were
isn't the
supposed
first
to have
time.
his back. We just
We
let
trusted
do
him.
it.
We trusted him. Listen, I'm not an adventurer like you guys. Frankly, from an outsider's point of view, to let somebody like this stick around is a little crazy. Listen, let me tell you a secret, Jayla. From bird culture, sometimes one of the brood has to die so that the rest may survive.
I
If
think
the roles were reversed, Fiska, I would do the same for you. I would do the
That's
same for any
ridiculous.
of you. I know it's stupid, but I do. I love every single one of you, and I will fight for all of you.
I don't think any one of us doubt that. I think we all feel similarly. I think maybe what we have to consider is we all let Lorian do this, and I think, you know, we've been through a few of these situations with him, and we all came to this conclusion. Okay, do what you have to do, and I think long and hard about that group decision. Why we let him do that. I mean, I kind of feel like we were all prepared for this to happen. We didn't know it, but there was a possibility, and none of us stopped him.
You all feel like this, Gal?
No.
Cal's kind of unresponsive right now. He's not really He's not gonna respond properly.
Maybe you're misunderstanding me. I'm not saying that.
We chop his head off.
No, I'm saying we chop his head off, but I'm also listening to you. We haven't done it yet, right? No.
Can we
What-
at least try, Helene? I realize he doesn't make the best choices, and he's a pain in the ass. But he was my first friend since Lomaya.
Then yes, absolutely.
And I know I'm not the best at showing my feelings, but I do care.
I mean, that's all I need. Absolutely, but we have to tie him up.
I don't have any rope, guys.
I thought we
That
all
was
had
your
rope.
responsibility.
Yeah. You're off to a strong start.
I have
I know.
rope. I will hand rope to you, so that you can do it.
Okay, I'll tie him up.
But we
Yep,
have to
you do.
we have to figure out an easy way to cart him around. I don't. Are you gonna carry him on your back?
I can find a sled at my house.
We burned it.
Not that sled. Not that sled.
Oh, great. Okay. No, I mean, I think I just want to make sure you didn't misunderstand what I was saying. If it was anyone else, this would have been a much easier decision. But if it was anybody else, we wouldn't have let them run in like we did Lorien. We finally gave Lorien some freedom, is what it was. And I think there's a reason we did that. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not saying I don't care about him, and I absolutely respect your decision to want to try to save him. Everyone's worth saving, obviously. I just wanted to make it clear that there was a reason that we didn't try to prevent this. Like we would have if it was another one of us. That's it.
Well, I want to at least try.
And that's fair. We can do that. It doesn't need
What
to
do
be
you
a vote.
propose? What do you propose to happen? We bring him back, and he still doesn't have this under control. How are you going to maintain that? What's your plan?
Well, if it push comes to shove, we can put him down. But
When I also think, I mean, now we've seen what happens if we leave Lorien to his own devices, right? I mean, we're a group. This was our group decision. I mean, we're kind of all to blame for this. We all let him go in, and I know, Fiska, you were the most apprehensive about it.
He's the one with the curse. I assumed he's the one who would know what to do about it. I don't know anything about any of this. She gestures to, like, the whole ritual, like, the stone. She's like, what is that? I don't know what this is.
Well, that was
I trust you guys.
that was the problem. None of us knew. We didn't know what was gonna happen.
But he should have known then, before playing with it.
That's true, but we let him.
it's on us too, guys.
Yeah.
I think that's what Elazel's trying to say. Jayla's just gonna start dragging Lorien to her house. I don't know
before
if
she
she can
does-
physically pick him up.
Before she does, I'll pick him up.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
big scowl. Because Jayla's really hurt right now.
Yeah, you guys are at like 1
Really
HP,
rough.
so what do I have here?
And I have no more healing potions, so.
Just so you know, Jayla, if he so much as looks at me wrong with those goofy zombie eyes, it's over.
He just goes cross-eyed on.
That's fair. I'll lead Gal to my house, and we can.
Yeah. The 3 kobolds are kind of just, they came with Ichabod. I'm
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
positive.
Yeah.
They're kind of just like standing far back and they're just like looking at the ground. minding
maybe-
their business, waiting to.
Or maybe Madam What's-Her-Face. The kobolds, the person that they were wanting to
Madam
take
Flynn.
us to. Oh, that's the same person. Duh. I thought she was saying Quinn. Wasn't Quinn like the?
Yeah,
Oh,
Flynn
Flynn.
Probin. That's that was who initially
Oh.
hired all y'all.
That's
Yeah.
probably what I was saying. Sorry, guys.
You did say Helen, yeah, but yeah, I think we all knew who you were talking about.
I didn't.
Except Nick.
Sorry. Sorry.
It's okay.
All right, so
I mean,
I
it's
was like,
Icewind
what the
Dale.
heck is Flynn?
What
You
is
don't
it?
even know where Flynn
What is it? Vlyn?
Vlyn.
Vlyn. It's
Vlyn.
Vlyn.
Well-
Vellyen.
Vlyn, whatever.
Oh, kobolds, lead the way.
All right, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna do. Sorry, I'm just gonna do a first level cure wounds on Fiska.
Thank you.
Just and I'm gonna do one on you too, Jayla. Just give me a second. Oh fuck, it's not good. Yeah, it's not good at all. You get 3 back. And then I'm gonna do a second level. Wait, did I say cure wounds?
Yes.
Wait, that is what I meant. Yeah, that's what I meant. Okay, yeah. And then a second level cure wounds on Jayla. You get 12 back.
Dang.
Nice.
Pretty nice.
Alright, and that's all my spells! Yay!
The kobolds are all. They wait for y'all to bring back the sled with Moran tied up on it, and the kobold's like, okay, or Zob's like, okay, well, yeah, we should, yeah, all right, follow me. Where's y'all's axe beaks at? Let's get on those things. Let's ride those. Yo, guys, go get y'all's axe beaks, and
Yeah.
y'all set off into the wilderness, away from Dugan's Hole. And as you guys are departing away from Dugan's Hole, you look back and you see commoners that are fleeing the town.
All right.
As they flee away, as you guys flee in the opposite direction. And as you guys move into the wilderness away from Dugan's Hole, the kobolds, they kind of take a second to get their bearings. They finally find their bearings, and they begin to point you in different directions. It seems like they are pointing in different directions all over the place. But eventually they all do agree, and they are unified in pointing to go to the northwest. And in doing so, you guys travel an hour's worth of time into the wilderness.
When do I turn?
You're still undergoing the process of that.
Patience. Patience, Iago. Patience.
Eventually, you find yourselves at a clearing that seems to be just an open field, as all the kobolds point off and say, "Home!" in unison. As you kind of follow that finger to where they're pointing, you only see small rocks that are littering this open field. They form this mismatched kind of like natural barriers against the wind. However, none of you really see any structure or setup that would kind of allude to the location of something or someone. But nonetheless, the kobolds, they continue to point and squeal with excitement. They all dismount from the axe beaks as you guys are all kind of still on y'all's mounts, and they rush to the center of the field and make their way towards one of the rocks, which you now see is perfectly symmetrical. They each run into the side of the rock, and one by one they disappear from sight.
Platform 9 3/4. Let's go.
Ichabod would follow.
Do any of us know anything about kobolds, like to understand the behavior or like where we ended up? Yeah.
I mean, like a nature check, I guess, to understand the kobold's nature.
Okay. What's my nature? Oh, cool. Okay, natural 20.
Nice.
I have a +0.
Kobolds are usually little sneaky guys in nature. They can be devious and deceptive. As far as you know, it seems like they ran towards something that had some magical properties, and they were allowed passage inside. Well, that's your best bet with that natural 20. I don't know what other information I could give you with this
you're
natural
fine.
20.
You're fine.
But that is what you kind of understand in that moment. But nonetheless, you guys see them bloop, 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 disappear.
Did they like beckon us to follow, or did they just go?
They just went.
Okay, so I'll just be like, "What? Are we supposed to follow them, or are we like waiting for them to come back with information?"
I don't know.
Jayla's going in with Lorian.
I
I'm
go,
following.
Go slowly. Like, don't let's just run at the rock. Try to like.
Oh,
feel-
she's walking casually.
Oh, okay. I mean, just yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't.
Yeah,
wanna,
you guys-
I can't heal you again. So if you like run like full force into a rock and hurt yourself, I can't do anything.
Well, we kind of need to make this happen quick before he, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you guys all walk into this clearing and get about halfway towards this symmetrical rock, you hear a voice kind of come from that rock. You hear someone say, "Greetings. Before I come out and greet you properly, we should establish some sort of guidelines to ensure that we do not become hostile to one another. I have no wish to cause harm to you at the moment, and I would very much like to keep it that way, so just know that I can see you at the moment, even if you cannot see me. So please, no funny business."
Oh, we came for help. We wouldn't hurt you. We just need help, and fast.
Okay, well, before I can help you, I would request some things of you. First of all, make me feel a little more safer. If you could all throw down your weapons and shields, if you can cast magic, please toss any spellbooks or arcane focuses down on the ground. I would rather not deal with that as well. I am, in honoring this arrangement, I too will leave behind my things. I want us to get off to a good start. Secondly, I'd like to know where each of you. Well, if it's a rush, we can get to that in a second. That's fine. Lastly, stay at least 15 feet away from me and from one another, safe enough distance, so in case one of you decides to make something rash or irrational happen, I can get away. But yes, so back up, spread apart, drop your weapons down, and I will come out for you.
I put my scimitars down and my shield.
Yeah, I will. I'll do the same, but at the same time, I'll just like out loud. I'll say, I mean, we did kind of bring 3 of your own back. I would hope that would count for something. But yeah, I mean, sure.
And you would be well to know that it does make a difference, and I am speaking to you because of this action. Otherwise, I would just kind of sit here in my home and ignore you.
Oh,
So
I
I'm
do have
grateful for that.
something for you as well. I was hanging on to it for your little kobolds. They worked very bravely to get this.
Oh, perfectly. I shall give them extra treats at dinner time then. Please just spread apart, drop your weapons, just for negotiations and seeing if I can help you with whatever you may wish to need help with. You guys, I assume, all do that unless there's someone that doesn't want to do that.
Yeah, I dropped whatever would be considered
Yeah.
a threat.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't drop is Lorian.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
He's a
I
club.
mean, hey, a dead body could still be used as a weapon.
Cudgel.
So upon you guys doing that thing, you see exiting that symmetrical rock. One by one are the small red kobolds. You see the first 3, which are Zob, Snorp, and Holgi, the ones that you are familiar with. Then another red kobold walks out behind Holgi, followed by 2 more emaciated, rotten-fleshed, reanimated kobolds. They step out after those 2. Or they step out, and then stepping out after those 2 is an older woman. She has white hair that is combed over in a way that, tries to conceal this black eye patch that hangs over her left eye. She was dressed in very fine set of cold weather clothing, and she wears wool mittens on each of her hands. Several leather pouches hang around her hip, and atop her shoulder sits a white owl. Her expression is one of confidence and experience, a little bit of uncertainty too. Her eyes kind of survey each of you, and you can't, she eventually settles on Elzel, seeing Elzel, and her expression changes just slightly. Maybe a smirk or maybe a smile. You can't really tell, just because she is very old and wrinkly. But as she speaks as she exits the building. I'm going to show you guys what she looks like on Video Ninja. I'm going to share that for you. She looks like this. She says, "Well, hello. This is a very fortuitous opportunity we have before us. Correct me if I am wrong, but you are a Onagos. You must be. Your body composition looks identical to the ones in the books of old. But nonetheless, my name is Vlyn. What do you need help with? What's going on?"
I just point to Gal holding Lorian. I'm like, the Cobalt said you can bring things back to life.
Yes, usually.
He died like not that long ago, and we were wondering if you could help.
Did he die within the past minute or so? It's been longer than. I need more information. What happened? How'd he die?
No, it was horrible.
He turned into a big thing, and then we had to put him down, and then he died, and then we carried him over here.
How long has it been?
Oh, you guys rode about an hour or so, so it's been an hour.
It's been an hour.
She says, "Okay. Well, can you undo him from, or bring him closer? You there, big one? Bring him closer for me to look at. Has there been anything off about him that you've seen? Anything crazy happen to him yet? I've been noticing some rare, occasional differences up in these lands, and
Not yet. Nothing has happened yet.
I mean, other than a snowflake developing on his
Starting, yeah, it's
Yeah,
developing.
it's his forehead.
yes, let me see him. Bring him closer." She, as you bring the body closer, she looks over at him. She takes a moment. She says, "This mark here isn't normal. This usually doesn't happen to other regions, but I've been noticing those that die here in my time have had this emblem, this mark. I haven't found anything to appropriately fix it, but there might be something I can do tomorrow. I don't have the proper spell ready tonight, but if we could wait for a day, I could do something. I could potentially do something to save him. It might not work, though. I can't promise you it'll work."
What if he turns? Would you still be able to help him?
That's the... No. It's only a matter of time, and like I said, I have to wait. I'd have to wait till tomorrow to try and do anything to get the proper... Just have the proper spell ready. It'd be a long shot, but if he turns throughout the night, there's not much I can really do. I mean, I could try to keep him from turning. I might be able to do something, but it hasn't worked yet. But I can try. Okay, let me go get something. She walks back off towards that rock. The kobolds all stand around. And eventually she returns with some various spell components. Nothing of likes of what you have seen. They are an assortment of just different ins and odds for spellcasting. She lays them around Lorian's body, and you see her outstretch her left hand and kind of put it over his face. She begins to start mumbling some sort of arcane language. You see her face contorts as she is struggling to cast a spell, and she continues to keep this hand atop Lorian's face. Eventually, you see her remove the hand from his face and look up and say, I've tried what I could to delay whatever happens. But there isn't much here to work with. There isn't much within him left to his own original essence. Something has warped his body, warped his soul, and even if I could bring him back from whatever has a hold of him, I don't know if he would be the same. We can still try, but you should be prepared to grieve, for his future is not looking very well. I know that's not news that you would want to hear from me, but when it comes to the afterlife, it's a very fine walk. It's hard to meddle with. And I know about meddling. I've tried many things in my life. The only thing we can do now is wait till tomorrow.
Well, would it be possible for us to stay with you inside whatever you have in your stone there?
Yeah, it's just a simple spell, but you could all stay with me for the night, of course. I feel like we need more room, but I can leave some of my pets outside. The two dead ones that you see over there. I can leave those outside. They don't feel much anymore. But sure, I don't know you. You guys haven't. You seem like you've had a rough day.
You could say that.
Yes. So, let us, I guess, go back to my home, my hut, someone say, and wait out what we can. I would eagerly like you all to tell me your names, and if I feel it's not in the best interest of me to say this, but I would feel more comfortable with that one if he was left outside. She points towards Lorian's dead body.
Oh.
He's not going. Just in case worse comes to worse, I don't know what's taken over him, but in case it's something nefarious, I would not rather have that inside my house for the moment.
Say that's a valid concern.
But yeah, let's go inside. She goes towards the little rock and she whispers something in her arcane language into the hut, the little symmetrical rocks surface, and you see it kind of wiggle and warp into this. It kind of clears out for you a little bit so you can see through it. She passes through and she says, you should all be able to enter freely now and leave freely.
Elizel, do you have that crag cat fur still?
I do. I was actually, did you want to stay with him, or are we just gonna leave him? Because we can put up a tent.
I'll stay out with him. I just want to make sure he stays warm.
Right.
I don't know if that'll help at all, but
I was gonna offer, but you know, if he does come to, I have nothing left. So I mean, other than me and a blade. So
it's okay. You go inside. She seems to know about your race and stuff. So
yeah.
If she happens to know anything about Karkalok or the Silent Storm, just let me know.
Yeah. I'll give you... Do you have your own tent?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll give you the Cragcat pelt and... just... I mean, if anything does happen and you can't handle it, just let us know. I'm sure. I just kind of I'll step inside and you, like, shout a little bit. Can we hear her okay? Like through...
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, and I'll poke back out. I'll be like, yeah, you're good. We can hear you inside, so...
Okay. I'll throw the crack hack fur over Lorian's dead body.
Yeah, it lands with a hard thud.
I'll if you've like pitched the tent and you have him in there and you're in there, I'll poke my head and I'll just be like, you know, that's not a terrible idea to keep him like as warm as possible. Like the cold might speed all this up. So
Yeah, I'm gonna try to start a fire and
Okay.
maybe that'll help some.
all right. I'm sorry I was so quick to jump to chopping his head off. I mean, it's just what we've done so far, right? It just seemed appropriate for the situation, but I hope this works.
Me too.
And I think we need to talk about what we do if it does work. But I mean, like I said,
Yeah.
You know, we gave him free reign, and we know what happens now.
Well, if he does live, now he kind of owes us, right? Because we saved his life. And maybe he'll listen more. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
I've already been through loss. So it's really hard.
Yeah.
I know she's not dead now, but that doesn't change the years of me grieving, but
Right. I mean, people don't have to die for you to lose them. And I'll just be thinking about, you know, my friend who's in prison up on some icy expanse up north. Like, it's, you know, it is what it is, and we do what we can to change that.
yeah.
So, and you're doing something, we're doing something. So, like I said,
Yeah, it's
hopefully it
just-
works.
It's crazy to think that we've just been chopping off these people's heads, and if there is a way to save them, their families and how they feel.
If there is, now we know, right? We can't grieve for the ones we've dealt those blows to.
Yeah. I guess it just feels a little different now that it's one of us. I'm sorry, I am not in the best of moods right now.
You're fine.
I'm just gonna go sit in the tent and stare at the wall.
It's alright. Like I said, anything happens, just call for us.
Yep.
Right. Good night.
Night.
Yeah, I'll go back inside.
While you were out there talking with Jayla, was there anything else that those of you inside this hut with the Lynn, or would y'all talk to her any, or would y'all? What's up?
Didn't go inside.
You didn't go inside? Okay. Yeah, I'll
Ichabod
still.
did.
Ichabod's outside.
Ichabod went in. And he would wonder what it is that we have to wait until tomorrow for.
She looks at you and she says, well, there's a spell I have to prepare. I don't have it prepared today. And
So it's a doozy.
it's one of those things that happens whenever you, the kids call it a wizard or something like that these days. I don't know. I'm studied. I use the arts of necromancy to my benefit, and I just don't have that spell prepared because, honestly, I was just with my pets here, and I could just bring them back like that. But this is a little more intense. This is a more costly spell.
Right. Understood.
Yes.
Fiska will exchange some therapy, not therapy, oh my god, some telepathy messages. Ooh. She's gonna have some therapeutic telepathy sessions with.
That's funny.
It's okay to
What's your
agree.
name, Flynn? I'm like, I don't think we've been. I worry that we haven't been completely honest this whole time. So I just want to make sure you know. He's dead because he started a ritual to resurrect Thrune, I believe, and ended up getting taken over by, I think, Thrune, almost killing all of us. Obviously, emotions are a little bit high, but I just wanted you to know.
Can she respond to that in her head?
Yes.
Yeah. She kind of looks around for a second with her eye, just kind of pinpoint who or what might be talking to her until she eventually finds out that she doesn't see who is clearly talking to her. She doesn't know y'all that well.
Wait, really?
Yeah. So she replies on her head, "That is certainly not the brightest choice when one makes, and I don't know what would have led him to want to mess with something as dark as that. But
I agree.
nonetheless, you can only do so much. You can only learn so much until you finally face the repercussions." And when she says this, she like touches her eye. But I get that that's not probably, you guys aren't probably feeling, or you or whoever you are, whichever one of you are, you probably aren't happy with him, and I could see why if you were angry at him. But that's, sometimes it's better to just learn the hard way. And when you meddle with dark rituals, there are repercussions.
So you aren't worried about bringing back this kind of creature?
She said in her head, she responds, "Well, if the host died and the entity wasn't successful, I doubt the entity will return. I don't know that magic. I don't know what went into that. I don't know what the story behind that is. It's not something I was very learned on from my time at the academy. But which one are you? Which one of these people are you?"
She's gonna wait for feathers.
And she looks over. She looks over and nods. Okay. And she says back to you, "Like I said, it will be hard to bring him back, but I would prepare to grieve. It more than likely will not work. You seem angry-ish. I don't know you that well, so I'm sorry if I assume, but..."
Oh, I'm pissed.
Yes, I didn't have the heart to tell the others, but there's not much that I can really do. I can try, and I will try, but I don't think there's much that will happen."
Well, that is a great relief to me. I will
Keep that
not
to yourself, though. I don't want them to feel like I wasn't going to try, because I am going to try and save this individual, your friend, if it's what you would call him. If you're angry at him, don't call him that. That's fine. But I am still going to try. It's my obligation at this point.
Well, thank you. Thank you for telling me.
She just nods. But she looks around to, and about this time, I think Elza would come into the tent, and as Elza comes to the tent, she looks over towards kind of all of you that are inside this tent, and she says, "By the way, I never really got any of y'all's proper names. I can't remember. I'm Vlyn Harple. You may have heard of me, you may not have heard of me. It's perfectly fine. What's your names? Do you have any titles or anything I need to know? Call you by? Please let me know. I don't want to be improper at the moment."
I'm just Ichabod.
Just Ichabod. Pleasure to meet you.
And so Jayla and Gowl are outside, so it's just Fiska and myself. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fiska Longlegs, and she'll take a little curtsy. 3-time rejectee of the Tourmaline Artists Guild. Thank you.
She lets out a little chuckle. That's a hell of a title. I do like that one. Nice to meet you, Fiska.
Yeah.
Long legs. Your legs are in fact long.
Yes, thank you. I know.
Mhm.
And as Elazel enters the room, he'll be like, Elazel, and yes, you're right, Onagaz, and I'm very curious to know what you know about that, because I don't know much. Yeah.
I figured you might not know. I'm not the leading expert in this field. I didn't find much time to study something I didn't believed remained alive. I don't mean that in the meanest way. There are others at the academy that did choose to study lost or ancient races. I knew someone at one point that was deeply invested in your race. I'm sure if she heard about you, she might have approached you. Nonetheless, all I know is that you are rare. You are. I mean, you're special. You, like I said, I don't have much knowledge in this field. My knowledge mainly stayed with the side of necromancy and, that field.
This woman you speak of, who was much more interested, she didn't happen to have bright white hair and blue eyes and a white raven as a pet, did she?
She does. You seem to know this individual. I assume you've met her?
We have met Avarice, yes, we are in contact with her.
I bet she was as pleasant as ever.
I mean, that's...
I mean, she's a bitch. Let's be real, she's a bitch.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, pleasant, yeah, both. Both of those things. She's been both of those things, I'll say.
She is a bit of a... She's not good. I mean, no one can truly say they're good, right? I mean, you could always say you're good. That's obviously a statement that can be made. But she has the drive of a child. She will do anything to obtain what she wants. She's greedy by nature. Me and her didn't really get along too well back at the academy, back with the Brotherhood, but with enough force and enough effort and the yes, that's I'm happy you've met her. I hope she didn't leave a foul impression. But at the moment we aren't on particularly good speaking terms. But I'm interested to see what she said to you. I mean, she must have had a fucking field day when she saw you. She must have went over the top, made a big spectacle, probably did something stupid or made some promise that she can't keep.
I'm actually quite curious because she didn't have a whole lot for being as fascinated as she was. She didn't have a whole lot of information for me, and she's actually been hoping that we can find information for her. And we've given, her a little bit. Kind of trying to hold back, but
yes. Well, she lied to you. Probably.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
She doesn't. I mean, she's a piece. She's a piece of work. She is well studied in your race, albeit she might not have told you that to begin with. But she hired you to get information on, I assume, what I'm here for, which you probably already understand. I'm here looking for the lost city, the lost Netherese city of Ythern. We've all kind of been pushed by the Brotherhood to seek out and recover any artifacts, basically claim anything and everything within the city. Avarice sees it as a means to further her position and the academy and the Brotherhood. I mean, we all do, honestly. I'll be frank with you. I do gain power from it if I can bring anything of that discovery back to my Brotherhood, my the kobold, or the cobble, whatever you call it. But yeah, I've been trying to gather information. That's why my kobolds have been running around, stealing stuff, finding stuff that may be of interest. I'm interested to see what you might have given her, or what information you may have learned. Now, if you don't want to share that, I agree. I understand. You don't know me that well, and I'm sure she probably didn't make anyone from the Brotherhood seem like good people. She's got a way about her that isn't pleasant.
Well, it's interesting you say that. Did you, are you familiar with what happened to Dazan?
No, what happened to Dazan? I haven't heard anything. I've been out of Tin Towns for about a week or so.
He was, burned at the stake. He is no longer.
Oh. Well, that is certainly sad news.
I mean, were you close with him?
No.
No.
Most of our brothers and sisters within the Brotherhood, we are not on friendly terms. It's more of a work relationship. Now, he was initially sent out on the same quest, same, task, but it's still sad to hear of a friend or coworker passing. He was not a good person. I'm sure you saw his brand on his forehead. He was a wizard of Thay. They aren't good people. They aren't good people. But nonetheless, it's still sad to hear of a fellow mage passing. Do you happen to know what happened to his book? I don't think they would have burned his belongings.
Do we know? I don't think I have that in my notes.
I don't think you guys know.
Okay. I don't know. No. We were actually we arrived just basically at the moment that it all happened, and I have a question for you about something he said, because he looked directly in my eyes and recognized me. And he said something curious. I don't think I have the whole quote, but I have the beginning. He said, Crintus, I am to die this day, keep him safe.
Yes.
I think he said more than that, but that's all I was able to write down. But am I the him? Who's Crintus?
No.
Oh, okay.
You are not him. Sorry.
No, I mean, that's information's great.
Crintus was how do I say this? He was a white. You know what a white is? He's an undead. It was one of, Bazan's pets, projects, whatever you want to call it, but it was basically a bodyguard. For some reason, Dazan thought it would be smart to bring a simulacrum with him to these lands, in case he died, and he could be reborn through his simulacrum. But that, I think he was hoping to find a way or means of doing that. I mean, he must have found something if he told Crintus to watch him. Do you know where he was captured, where he came, what happened to him? Like, what happened before he was burned? Did you get any information from any kind of locals, or?
I think we did, but my notes are just chicken scratch.
That's fine. My notebooks are horrible.
Yeah.
That's way back, right?
Yeah, that was in East Haven.
Dazan, not a good man, corrupted by his own ego, called ancient artifact. Called ancient artifact as he smiled?
Oh, Dazan. Lizard dogs? I don't know what
I think you're looking at the note. You're looking at the notes from Fiska's daughter, from Reba, talking about she saw 3 people arguing or whatever, and she was talking about Flynn, Avarice, and Dazan.
I don't think I got any more notes about him. All I have is that his victims had lightning damage. So I would mention that. Like, apparently, like, all of his victims that he was burned for had lightning damage, which is, I mean, is very curious to me, because I'll hold up my hand and she'll see some lightning in my hand and roll it back and forth between my hands. And... So that's curious.
Yeah. Well, I would... That is something of note. I'm sure he found something that could bring his plans to fruition. I'm very interested to look into that, though. Thank you for letting me know about him.
Yeah, other than that, I mean, we honestly haven't found a whole lot yet. That's, you know, it's interesting. Avarice keeps sending these gargoyles, and it's like, not much yet. So, yeah. Which, I mean,
she's a bit of a, she's something. She is she's gonna check on you as much as she can.
I mean,
I'm sure she's asked you to, if I tell you any information, to probably relay it back to her. I mean, she seems the type to do that.
yeah.
But I have some leadway, but I'd rather not have that information passed along. I think I have leadway. I don't know. You said that the kobolds had found something, and you were that Minotaur had said something about that.
Well,
So
what was it?
I have no idea. Did they give? I think she still has the paper or whatever.
No, out of game. Out of game. What was it?
Oh, it's like the it's like a map of some sort that the kobolds found in the ice lodge.
Oh, and they mentioned that to her already?
Jayla mentioned that when y'all were on the outside of the hut.
Gotcha.
Huh?
Okay. And Jayla had said something about her kobolds had found something, and y'all had to show it to her when y'all were outside the hut before y'all.
Oh, the letter thing I had?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's just say I gave it to Elzo. There you go.
Okay.
So Ellis will be like, oh, right. Yeah, this. And he'll hand it over.
Oh, and she takes it from me and she begins to, as she is, about to look through it, and I continue, I want to go over to whatever's happening outside. I'm going to give you guys some screen time. What are y'all two doing? Or we'll go more so to Gal. Gal, are you doing anything as you're in your solitude?
In my solitude? No. So I would have probably went up to Jayla and started talking with her.
Okay. We'll transition over. We're going to go to y'all's scene at the moment.
Cool. Jayla is zoned out. Depressed.
I walk up to the tent, go, knock.
What's up?
You okay in here?
I mean, I'm sitting next to a dead body trying to keep it warm.
If you want, you can go inside. I'll watch him.
I love everyone, but I'm really upset with everyone else. So
How that played out?
yeah. I understand, but at the same time I just feel like Lorien would have went out of his way for everyone, and no one wanted to stand up for him. So I'm a little upset, so I don't really want to go inside. I'm not good with emotions, and just angry and sad, and I can't deal with all the other problems that are going on right now.
Yeah, I understand. Understand. Well, while I was standing over him, all I can think of was nobody's touching him. I get what you're saying.
At least someone feels the same. Thank you.
Not a problem. I can go look for some more like wood.
Okay,
I'll leave you be.
thank you.
I walks away.
We come back to the tent. Vlyn looks over the map, and you see as she pulls it in closer, she happens to. She removes her mittens from her hands, and you see that her left hand is a wooden prosthetic. She holds the map in her hands. Her hand, I guess, better way to say it. Her hand. And she's looking over it. She says, "Wow, this is something pretty fantastical. It looks like it is an ancient giant map to something called Jarlmut. Have you heard about that before? It looks like a shrine or temple of some sort, or some sort of. I mean, whoever made this map did not do a good job, but it's not known for giants to to be artistic, but it's certainly useful. I could probably use that. That'd be nice to go investigate that, maybe find out some clues. Giants have been around quite a while.
We're actually, I mean, we're hoping to find a location called Karkalak, if you're familiar with that at all.
She says, the name sounds familiar. I think I've heard through passerbyers that... Okay, I talked to some shady people. I'm not going to give you the runaround. I have been known to talk with shady people. That is supposedly some sort of goblin stronghold somewhere. Like I said, I've heard it in passing by. I don't know where it would be at. I'm sure we could find it together if we teamed up or something. I could... I don't know. Information gathering is... It's word of mouth. We'd have to find some goblins and ask them, maybe.
Right.
But I have heard of that name before. It's a goblin stronghold. Why do you seek that? I don't think they would welcome you in with open arms. Honestly, goblins can be pretty tricky little shits.
Yeah, we've run into some of them. One of ours has business there, and we're trying to figure out where it is before it's too late, without giving you too much information. But yeah, yeah.
Well, that's I wish you the best of luck. Do you, without prying too much, do you have any solid leads that you can act on? I mean, it's probably the best.
Did we have solid leads?
Battlehammer. They said if we go to them, they can tell us some stuff.
Yeah, I mean the only thing we have is a dwarven tribe. They have some information, but we haven't met with them yet. So.
Oh.
Yeah. Clan Battlehammer.
Oh. This may sound bold of me to ask, but are y'all planning to visit them anytime soon? I would love to see if they know anything about Yithrin. I mean, the clan of dwarves have been here for a long time, and those dwarves are well versed in mining, and I'm sure they've uncovered something here and there along their way. Maybe they have information that could lead me to where I need to go.
I mean, that's our only lead, so yeah, I'm sure we're going there fairly soon.
And I could even, maybe we could I don't know. I mean, we could probably stop by the Starlmoot. Obviously, we'd have to. I need a real map. I need to look at a real map of the land. Does anyone? You guys don't have a map of the land, do you?
I have one, don't I?
I think you'll have like a really rough one, yeah.
Yeah. I'm the Outlander. I've got a map in my brain.
He's like, well, let me give me some time with this. I'm going to see if I can match up any of these rough drawings to anything on this map, any geographical occurrences or commonalities, and maybe I could find this location for this place. And
Can I do?
maybe.
Sorry, I thought you were finished.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, can I do like a general? Because so far, what I've heard from Avarice and her, and like they're all calling each other bad, and like we're starting to give this woman information. Can I just do a general insight check on like how I feel about her, like what kind of vibe I'm getting from her?
Yeah,
like
for
when
sure.
I give her information, like the looks on her face, all that kind of stuff.
For sure. Yeah, go for it.
Insight. 21.
Yeah, general insight check on her. For the most part, she seems mainly open and honest. There are subtle, like, there are subtle, like, withholding information. There are some things that she may either be sugarcoating or telling you the truth when it comes to how she's describing stuff or talking.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a little reluctancy in some stuff that she's saying, or there's some reluctancy in her body language. But for the most part, you have haven't been with this person long enough to get a true, like, you don't know her whole story, her whole life, and all that.
Yeah.
So for the most part, that's mainly what you get from that.
Okay. But you said something about Yethrin? Did she mention that already and I missed it?
Yeah.
Yes.
What was it?
Yithrin.
What was Yethrin?
Yithrin.
I know. Yeah, because we know about the Nethril City or whatever, but I don't recall ever hearing something more specific than that.
So what is Yithrin? I missed it. What was that?
She just mentioned it in passing as like part of the the missing mystery city.
As like a person or another location, or was that
Sounded like a location.
okay? Yeah, I didn't hear that part for some reason.
Yeah.
So I'll get, just for clarification, I'll say you mentioned Yithrin. Do you know, like, do you have anything else about what that is?
Oh yeah, Yithrin. That's what we are looking for. That's the Netherese city that fell from the sky.
Oh, that's the actual city. Oh.
Yes, that's the name of the city, Yithrin. It was a pinnacle of innovation, and everyone there was great mages. I'm sure Avarice told you about the great Onazi Gazuld.
She did mention that.
The
name,
great
yeah.
creator.
Yeah.
Yes. He was one of the main figures in the city. From what we have information on, which is little, it was a tragedy, and they attempted to reach too far and fell further away from their goals and ambitions. There are believed to be several magical artifacts that could alter history and change the world as we know it. Legend has it that there is a scroll that can alter the reality of time and space and change the fabric of history and grant one's deepest desires and wishes to have them come true. That is what the Brotherhood is technically after. I think it's a bunch of bullshit. I don't think a scroll would have survived that fall, that plummet, and it wouldn't be as potent, or it wouldn't work properly. But nonetheless, it is something I've been tasked to gather, and I want to see what else is down there. Genuinely, I am old, so I don't have much time.
I'm very curious. That I mean, you mentioned that very nonchalantly, but like a scroll that can change the fabric of time, and the Brotherhood's trying to find it. What do they want to change about time? Do they want to save the city from falling? Or what? I mean, what like? That's a big thing to just like, oh yeah, they want to do this. I don't believe it. Blah blah blah. Like, I mean,
When it comes to those details, I am not aware. It's up to the highest point of power within the society, the Brotherhood. But there are rumors.
A name?
You want a name
The
for this individual?
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, we want to know who we're dealing with, right?
I wish I could give you that information, but there are repercussions to saying his name.
So Voldemort. It's Voldemort.
I don't know who that individual is, but I do not feel comfortable in saying that name at the moment.
Okay, all right.
But it's
So these magical artifacts.
Yes.
Is there a wand?
I'm sure there are several wands within the city. Is there a particular wand you are looking for?
Well, I would have
maybe
I would have dropped it on the ground if you're talking about the one that I found.
No.
Oh,
this
okay.
is
Gotcha.
the wand of Orcus, perhaps.
There have been rumors of the wand reappearing on the material plane somewhere. I don't honestly believe it would be there, but anything is possible when it comes to something that powerful. But if the wand of Orcus is there, I don't know if it's best to find that or to leave it be. But I mean, that's with anything that's within the city. There might be tons of. I don't truly know what is there, but I have hopes that there are many things powerful. I can't say I wouldn't look forward to obtaining these artifacts, and
Well, that's actually a really good question for you. Why do you want to find this city? What are you hoping for? What do you want to do with whatever information you find?
She looks over towards you, and she says, honestly, I want to find my youth again. Maybe there's something there that could keep me around just a little longer. I have heard spells that could do that stuff, and in my time in history, I've learned the hard way and the easy way that things like that are best not to be meddled with. But in all honesty, I would hope the city of Yithrin would have something that could prolong my life or make me younger once again. And I know that's a bit selfish, but I don't feel I've learned enough in my lifetime, and I'm not where I want to be. And I still think there are things that I could accomplish and, do great things for Faerun. Now, I might just be fucking delusional. I mean, I'm old. I don't think I'll find what I want there, but I hope I do. And that's kind of why I'm searching.
Well, that's a very curious response. I mean, I understand wanting to live as long as possible, to learn as much as possible. I mean, knowledge is power, obviously, but I mean, you're sitting here in a fucking rock in the middle of a field. You're not learning. You're not learning much from here, right? You still have time left.
It's just a hut. That's my hut spell. I just made it look like a rock. I can make it look like a fucking bowl of soup or something if I want.
So this isn't permanent. You're a nomad.
No,
you're
this
on
is
the
just.
move.
Yeah, I don't want to sleep in the cold. Dear God.
So you're still doing as much as you can to learn what you can while you still have the time. Then.
Yeah, I honestly am not going to rush into a giant's ice lodge and retrieve fat when I can have my pets here do it. I do what I can.
They wouldn't have done it if it wasn't for us. I just want to point that out.
Well, that is true. And the world works in mysterious ways, and maybe this is destiny saying that you guys are here to aid in my search. I don't want to be so forward. I know that's very forward of me. I don't want to jump on your ship and say, "Oh, hey, I'm gonna come with you. Let's tag along, be friends, best friends, and all that." But from my experience, whenever an opportunity presents itself, I don't see the need to not take it. And you guys are here now. You seem maybe eager. Maybe you have the need to see what Yithrin's all about as well. Or you could just say, "Fuck off, old lady," and go about your business, which is perfectly fine.
I mean, I think you know what information I'm in this for. I think that's probably pretty clear.
I have an inclination there is probably much to learn about you, your race there. I mean, who knows what this city holds?
I mean, when you know virtually nothing, there's everything to learn.
True. That is true.
I think it's time to sleep.
Well, there's a cot over there. Feel free to get comfy. I can't make magical beds, sadly. That's
No,
not what the spell allows me to do, but I wish I could.
You're fine. I don't need a bed. So whoever.
Maybe I can make a floating disc for you. Would you like that?
No, I think we got that part covered. Yeah, and I'll just say, Ichabod, Fiska, whoever wants the cot, I'm good right here, and I'll just turn around a couple times and lay down right on the ground.
Night. Elazar.
Yeah, I'll lift my head up and I'll say, I mean, for what it's worth, thank you for what you have. I mean, it's no surprise to me that you don't have much, but it's nice to know that Avarice has more than what she's
yes,
leading us to believe. So
don't always trust what she says.
I mean, we haven't from the start, so
good.
It's nice.
She is.
Yeah.
Piece of work.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah, I will say good night. I mean, you guys obviously feel free to keep speaking if you have things to say, but.
Yep. Before we do that, we've cut back over to Jayla. Gal, did you return into the hut? Did you come to the hut? Come back to the hut? No. We'll return to Jayla. Jayla, what have you been doing this whole time? You've just been Overwatch?
Yeah, probably just sitting there looking depressed. Probably just looking at her rings on her necklace. Just thinking about that too, and just thinking about how this day has sucked.
Are my eyes open or are they closed? Did someone close my eyes?
Yeah, I wouldn't have left you there with your
You
eyes
wouldn't
open.
you wouldn't have just let me like.
And
No,
we
that
put
would
two
creep me out.
we put 2 copper pieces on them.
2 copper? Wow, you guys don't give a fuck.
I mean, that's a penny,
I
right?
was like, "Ooh, free copper!" It took 'em. The copper's gone.
It's just tuppence
Um,
is tuppence.
yeah, she's just sitting there, just thinking of
The day.
what happened and how things went terribly wrong very fast. And her friends and her wife, and I think she feels like a closer bond with Gal definitely right now. Yeah, we're besties.
Yeah, you've been replaced, Tyler.
It's that quick. It's that quick.
Over already.
Yeah, she's just sitting there thinking, processing her next move.
For sure.
Would she be within 30 feet of where Elazal is? Like inside to outside?
I don't know how far away y'all put How far did y'all set the tent up?
I would
mean, it
assume
really
like
just depends
right
on it.
next to that rock would have been
Yeah,
my guess. Yeah.
we probably want to be close enough, like we can yell and then get there as fast as I can.
Oh, I would assume that you would do that then. Yes, it's within 30 feet.
Okay, then just before I fall asleep, I'm just gonna use like gust, and just like whip up a gust of wind just within the tent, just as like a, I don't know, like hope, like a gust of hope, I guess is the best way to put it. Like, just so that like,
I like that.
because obviously I was in there with Jayla, I could sense her emotions, right? And so I would do that just to give her a little bit of hope, of guidance. But I'm not casting guidance. It's just gust.
I like that. I'll say you can get a point of inspiration for that. I like that.
Awesome.
Yeah, Jayla, you sit here with your thoughts as a gust of wind twirls around you. The snow gets flurried. Tickles your cheeks a little bit. You give a little giggle. No, there is some. You are sitting here with your thoughts and your outlook on the day's experiences. We go over to Gal. Gal, what are you doing in this emptiness of the wilderness?
Looking for wood.
Okay.
Depressed. Kind of
You
thinking.
find some?
Appreciate it. He's thinking about how this kind of has happened to him before. Except for he couldn't save anybody.
Yep. Those thoughts are definitely at the forefront of your mind.
When Gal gets back, though, I would like to talk to him a little more.
Yeah, he gets the wood. He comes back. You guys are back in the tent. Gal, you actually walk in as the gust of wind blows your.
Who the fuck is that? No.
It's me.
And as Gal is like setting up the fire, she feels like she didn't know a lot about Lorien. She just knew like his quirks and like just basic level stuff. So she feels like now she wants to get to know her members of her party a little more, and she's also like just curious about. She kind of has a feeling of how Gal feels, but she's like, Gal, you checked on me, and I'd even think to ask how you're doing.
I'm here. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Kind of. This happened to me before. I didn't really have the chance to like be able to bring people back. Kind of just holding on to the hope that it can happen.
Yeah, me too. Do you mind if I ask who you lost?
It's a little touchy of a subject, but I kind of lost a lot of people. 10 people to my command.
Oh, shit.
We were going scouting, get food. We got attacked in the middle of the night. It was bad. I kind of was the only one left.
I'm so sorry. I know losing people can be hard.
It was hard to see them fall. It was just harder because after that I knew I couldn't go back to my tribe.
I'm sorry. I'll go and put a hand on his shoulder and be like, I'm not real good at this stuff, but just know that I'm here, and you can count on me for anything.
Thank you. The same goes. As you've seen before, since that day I've kind of changed my personality, and I don't want anybody really getting hurt. I jumped in front of that ice door for Elizo. I told Lori, and I'd be the one to put him down if something bad happened, and push came to shove, it did happen.
You didn't put him down.
But yeah.
Well, I appreciate you and everything you've done for us.
I'm gonna go for a walk. Sorry. Kind of
You're
gets
good.
up and like, just with the dramatic snow in the background.
Yeah.
And Jay was like, she's like thinking, she's like, wow, that was very emotional. I don't like that.
Yeah, so Gal wanders off into the wilderness. Jayla is still processing that information. Gal and Fiska, did you guys want to say anything to Vlyn? Or does it kind of cut back over to you guys?
Ichabod, you mean?
Ichabod. Did I not say that?
You
My
said
bad.
Gal.
Ichabod and
You said
Fiska.
Gal. Yeah.
Sorry.
You're right.
I think at this point, Ichabod's like, I think we've said enough to her. We still don't know, who we can trust totally. So I think he'd also just go ahead and is it actually like bedtime?
Yeah, it's late in the day at this point.
Okay.
The end of
He's
the
got-
night. End of the night.
Yeah, he's got nothing else to chat with her about, I don't think.
Yeah, I've said my part. I'm going to say Fiska has been lying down in the corner for a while, carving the mammoth tusk.
Cool. I like it.
I guess we just feel comfortable enough we don't need to take watches. We didn't discuss that before Elazal just kind of went to sleep.
I'm in a rock.
I'm in a rock.
Ichabod's wearing his new winter boots and he's just wiggling his toes as he's like, I'm nice and toasty and I don't need a big old blanket.
Yeah, Ichabod's just in his underwear.
I don't know about that.
His underwear is just his scarf wrapped all the way
Yeah.
around his body, just
Yeah.
continuous.
His scarf is actually just a whole body, one piece.
You just
Awesome.
never noticed it before.
So Ichabod and Elzo both fall asleep. Gal's wandering off, not too far. No, he's not wandering into the oblivion. Fiska, as before you turn in the Lynn, she sees you whittling in the corner. She says, "What do you plan on turning that into, if I may ask?"
I'm making a ring for one of my dear friends.
Oh, that's lovely. I think it might be best if you go have words with the Minotaur. She seemed distressed. And you know what I've told you. Maybe you can help her with the transition to tomorrow.
We didn't really see eye to eye earlier, but I guess there's no harm in trying.
I don't want you to. It would be in your best to probably keep your. Even if you butt heads, it's probably still best to talk a little longer. I don't know. I just know what happens to people whenever they disagree and then something negative happens. And you seem like a realist. Or at least you know what I've told you what is probably going to happen. So it's probably for the best that you talk to her about it and not me, because she doesn't. I don't think that's my place.
All right.
So you don't have to though. I mean, I've been around this place for not this place, but I've been around. As you can tell, I'm fucking old. But there is some wisdom I have learned over the years, and it's best to try to help those that have their hopes up, help them come down from the realization that they shouldn't have their hopes up. I'm not good at this.
No, this is good advice. I understand. Maybe I've been a little bit too stuck in my own head about this. I'll go talk to her.
Yes. Okay.
Do I hear?
will.
Do I hear that conversation? Like, is this like right as soon as like I laid my head down, or?
I think for the most part, this is more so a wait a moment conversation. I don't think she says this when you're like on the verge of sleeping.
Okay.
I think she would wait for you guys to kind of fall asleep, because there's gonna be like that awkward silence where she's just like watching you whittle away, and she's just like, well, shit.
Yeah.
Who do I talk to now?
Okay. All right.
So this is only for really for Fiska to hear. And she would have walked over to Fiska and talked to her. She wouldn't have like said that, especially
Right.
that.
Yeah. No. I more meant like, is the room small enough that it would have like carried and been heard? Yeah.
She just nods. Evelyn nods at you, Fiska.
Get up and go.
Yep. Shortly, maybe like 10 minutes after Gal leaves, Fiska approaches the tent. Her big beak pokes through the tent.
I'll gently glide my fingers on the tent.
Oh, God.
Yes, Fiska.
My head will just like poke through. May I come in, Jayla? Feel like I'm sorry about earlier. I just want to talk to you.
Sure. There's not a lot of room, but you can squeeze in.
Yep, she comes in, she compresses, her neck shrinks down into her body.
It's like Ram Man.
I'm just like, listen, Jayla, I talked to Lynn about the ritual and about all this. I'm so sorry. She said it's very, very unlikely that Lorraine will be able to come back. But she didn't want to. She didn't want to tell that to us straight out. And I am sorry about earlier. I didn't quite realize that he meant so much to you, and I should have been kinder about that. I was very upset. I'd never been hurt like that before. She cricks her neck a little.
Yeah, I still want to go through with it and at least try, because he would have done the same for us, and I'm not the best at showing I care for someone besides punching things for them, so or stabbing them, or whatever I can use with brutal force. Words aren't my strongest. And yeah, I do care for him. He was my first friend since Lomaya, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm really upset with you, Elhazel. Well, Elhazel changed his mind a little bit, so. And then Ichabod, he's very carefree right now. I don't know, I thought you would have my back. I thought you were my friend too. And I realized you got hurt. I fucking went down like 3 times. I don't know, I just feel a little, I don't know, hurt and betrayed by you.
Listen, Jayla, I think of you as a dear friend as well. And as a friend, I want to keep you safe. I want to keep all of us safe. Lorraine was a danger to the group multiple times. So I won't apologize for not standing up for him, to be honest. And frankly, if the roles are reversed, if I go crazy multiple times and wipe the group, I don't think I'm strong enough for that, but if that happens, I hope you don't do this for me. I hope you kill me. Do not bring me back if I am that dangerous to our friends. And I say this because I want to protect the roost.
I understand. I don't know. I feel like he doesn't mean to get into trouble. And she does laugh a little bit because she's like, she understands. But he's a friend. And if there was, Fiska, if there was a way to help you in any ways, if you were going crazy and I had to tie you up until you were better, I would.
Even if it meant I might kill Amaya next.
I don't know. This has just been a lot, and I promise you, I understand, okay? I understand why everyone's first decision was just to chop his head off. But there's a part of me that thinks everyone can be saved. You know, I didn't come from a great place. I lived in the fucking Underdark. I had to deal with some shitty parents that treated me like shit. But when I finally came up here and found Lomaya, she showed me that not everyone's bad. And people are worth saving. I don't know. I'm just in a bad headspace right now, and I appreciate you coming and talking to me. But I want to try, and if it doesn't succeed, then I'll let him go.
Suppose I haven't spent enough time adventuring with the rest of you to really understand this desire to save everyone. Well, thanks for hearing me out, and thanks for talking to me. It's been a long day. I suggest you get some sleep.
I'll try.
That was suggestion, the spell.
No.
I love it. That's
Make a
awesome.
wisdom saving throw.
7.
Guess you better go to sleep. DC 13, bitch.
If only it was that easy in real life, right? Can someone please suggest that I go to sleep?
you feel the words hit heavy.
Oh, it was a 10, but still fell. Okay.
Yeah, you feel her words of saying go to sleep hit heavy on your brain, and you realize in that moment that you feel more tired than you've ever felt. The exhaustion finally hits you as you basically fall asleep. You get ready to fall asleep. You can still interact for a second. You're not asleep yet, but you're gonna go to sleep. That's what's happening. You're falling asleep in the process, but you can still talk to her as you're starting to fall asleep.
I said I'll try to get some sleep.
Yep. She
All right, good night.
sleeps.
Cool.
Fiska cuts their heads off.
Something like that.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. So, I've been thinking about how to do this, how to attempt this as secretly as possible. I am going to use my thieves' tools to try and remove one of his eyes. And then I'm going to try and peck out his brains. And then replace the eye. That's how I want to do this.
Ooh.
So, as you go to lift his eye, as you get your tools ready, hold on a second. As you get your tools ready, his eyes open. You see his eyes open. The snowflake glows. It seems as if he has reanimated. As soon as Jayla falls to sleep, Lorian's eyes open to that pure blue icy color, but you can see the lack of consciousness within the body. He's still tied up and unmoving. And as you get your tools out, you know without a doubt that the spell won't work regardless.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go ahead and make a stealth check, I think would be the best, against Shayla's passive perception. Gal walked off. You go ahead and resolve this, your roll.
Okay, that was bad, so I'm gonna use my birthday crit. I'm not getting caught doing this.
Yep. Jayla just forgot about you. I could use my birthday crit.
Wow.
All right.
You're stealth. Birthday crit.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. I like that. So you go ahead and stealthily pop the eye out. Gal, I'm gonna say you were walking for about a good while. You were kind of owning in your own headspace as you walked away. But you walked relatively far away from the campsite. But you kind of turn back and begin headed back to the camp. You know you got a little bit of walking ahead of you to get back to the camp, if that's what you are planning on doing, is coming back. Yeah. So you begin to make your way back to the campsite. You, with your birthday crit, you stealthily pop the eye out, and you see the exposed brain matter, or you see the exposed flesh beneath the eye opening. You see what looks to be a bit of necrotic necrosis starting to take over on the brain. Probably from the reanimation process. But nonetheless, you are going to peck at his brain.
Yeah, that's good shit. Necrosis juice? Let's fucking go.
You tear into his eye socket. You begin to eat a portion of his brain. And in doing so, you are granted a vision, a memory, something from Lorian's past. Lorian, if you would like to go ahead and talk about what she might see.
So I think it's probably a couple different things, but one, I think you feel really, really small, and all around him you see like you see burning, and you see two like charred corpses in front of him, and you know that's your parents, and then you just kind of see like a big ass like hobgoblin, and then you kind of see the sun coming up on the horizon, and for the first time you feel like what you imagine him changing to be like, and then it snaps away to something else. He's looking at like a note, and basically what you feel when you look at this note, you're like, oh shit, they don't want me here. Oh, okay, I've got to go up here. And he read this note, and it basically said, fuck off, go to Icewind Dale. And then you have like memories. You have a memory of him, like one of the first times everyone met. It's like, oh, I want to make friends. You have that memory, and then I think it cuts to right before the stone got broken, and he was dropped to 0 HP, like as himself. Like you could feel the fear, and like his eyes were just wide, and he didn't know what to do because every option seemed like shit. and he like turned to look outside to the people that were outside the circle, and he had like put his hand up there, and then you feel like a searing pain, and then it goes dark.
Shit.
And that's all.
Delicious.
As you pull out of that vision and you
Hints of
come
oak.
to, the blood leaks out of the socket as if Lorian is crying. As you put the eye back into place and get rid of the mess. And I'll say with the birthday crate attached, you make your way back to the tent, which I assume is what you're doing.
Yes.
You make your way to the tent, and about 5 minutes later, Gal, you come back to the campsite. You found your way back. What are you doing?
I mean, I'd go to Jayla first to see.
Yep.
To talk to her about watches and stuff, because
You enter the tent, and Jayla is fast asleep. Lorian's body lies still. There appears to no longer be a blue snowflake on his forehead, but he is still tied up, asleep, or dead, asleep, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that's what you see.
there's nothing off with the scene. I mean, I'll try and wake Jayla up.
Yeah. You
I'll
wake
just,
her up.
like, shake her.
I can wake up? Okay.
Wake up!
Remember for a little makeup.
Wait.
I think
where'd
he's great way to
Biscuit
shake up.
go?
Bishka, what are you talking about?
I don't remember falling asleep.
Oh,
Um,
good. I was just waking you up to ask if you wanted to do watches, to make sure if he like turns,
Oh,
you know.
yeah.
But it's kind of weird. His snowflake is kind of gone.
Uh, what would that mean?
I don't know. Wasn't it like almost formed? Doesn't just disappear, does it?
I don't think so. He hasn't came back. I don't know.
Wait, you said Fishka was here, right?
Oh, yeah, she came to. It wasn't really an apology. It was just more of her just like talking to me about why she had that feeling, but and then she was like, you should go to sleep, and I was like, I'll try, and she was like, good night, and then I guess I fell asleep. I don't know.
Okay, I could go ask her if she knows anything. If you want to just stay awake for a little longer, I'll come back out and I'll take the first and last watch if necessary.
Okay.
You head over to the tent. When you enter, Fesco, did you go to sleep? Did you stay? What are you doing?
I went to sleep.
You enter the tent, Gal, and you see Vlyn still awake with the kobolds around her. She's over with that map, or with a big map that you've seen Ichabod have on him, and she's like trying to locate where this weird map would fit with geographical like landmarks on the map. And she sees you come and she's, oh, hello. And you look around and see the rest of your party members asleep. She just says, hello.
Hi. Sorry, I didn't know everybody fell asleep so early.
Yes.
I mean, I guess we did have a long day, but well, you know stuff. I have a question.
Okay.
So like, with the snowflake thingy, it kind of like disappeared off his head. Would there be a reason for that?
Well, I did cast a spell on him earlier, and I've never done it before, so it might be a side effect from that. But if that happened, then that's very fortunate for us.
Okay. Alright, I just wanted to double check, because, I don't know, today's been a long fucking day. Oh, by the way, I'm Gal. I don't think I ever said my name.
My name is Lynn. I haven't introduced myself. Yeah, I saw you out. You were the one I was most afraid of when you all approached. You are fucking huge.
Sorry.
It's okay. But yes. Besides the circumstances we met through, it's a pleasure to meet you. And you do all look like you've had a rather long day here in Icewind Dale. This fucking place sucks.
Yeah, that's just Ice Window. Yeah. Alright, well, I just wanted to check. I guess I'll go outside.
Oh, okay. Well, be safe, I guess. If you want to sleep in here, there's still some room, but you are quite large, and I could probably smush some people over. Maybe the kobolds can sleep outside, but
It's
just the
fine.
dead ones. Just the dead ones, though.
It's fine. We need to watch over the guy outside, so...
Okay. Yes.
'cause we can't bring him in, so...
If you need anything, just come get me. I should be up for about another hour or so, at most. But I'll be here.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Jacob, can I roll for whether or not this conversation wakes me up?
I wouldn't have gotten close. I would have been yelling across the tent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Whatever it is.
for the most part, it wouldn't have procced on your passive perception. Like you would be in deep sleep. I will say, if someone wakes you up for watch, you could. I'm not gonna say you probably heard that through just casual conversation. It's not. They're not like yelling or trying to wake you up. They are being very, quiet about it since there are people sleeping.
Okay.
I say for the most part, if you really want to, you could try and roll, but it's gonna be a really fucking difficult thing to accomplish.
That's fine. I'll try to roll anyway.
Yep.
Perception?
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, the day's exhaustion is just kicked your ass, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gal, you leave the tent or the hut, the Vlin's tiny hut. You leave the tiny hut, and you go back and reconvene with Jayla.
Alright, so... I might be exhausted, but you've kind of been through some shit, so I can take the first and last one. I don't think any of them are coming back out.
Okay. Sounds good.
Alright. Sleep well. I'll be here with Lorian.
Okay.
All right. So the watch begins. First watch. You can make a perception check to see if you notice anything throughout the first couple of hours.
That's a 9.
You are pretty focused on Lorian. You're watching over him like a hawk. Nothing else really picks up on your watch meter.
I'll have a conversation with Lorian's dead body.
Yep, go ahead.
That's fair.
I'll just be like, it's alright, buddy. I know it didn't go as you wanted, but I appreciate what you did in not taking my... I don't know what that was when you reached your hand inside of me, but I appreciate it. Sorry it had to end it, it went that way. But it's okay. You'll be tip-top shape in the morning, I betcha. And I give him knuckles on his hand. Yeah, on his limp hand.
Yep.
And I don't notice anything like his snowflake's not doing anything.
No, you don't. For all purposes, it doesn't seem that Snowflake's there anymore. It's not glowing anymore. Like the snowflake. Sorry, I shouldn't. The snowflake. It's more like a brand, like a magical brand that gets branded into the skull. It's not glowing anymore. Like you see the marking of the snowflake, like the residual, like branding, but you don't see any magical glow around it.
Oh. Can I look at that a little more? I feel like every time I've seen a snowflake, it glows.
Yeah, go for it.
I don't know what I'm
Make
rolling.
I mean, just a general investigation or history check.
Investigate. Either way, it's a 16.
Yeah, you recall, I mean, you've seen the snowflakes glow. You've seen that, fair few times before. You have seen them stop glowing whenever, they were decapitated, or, like there seemed to be no more magic in it. But this one doesn't make sense to you, because, obviously he hasn't been decapitated.
Yeah, I would have like grabbed because I see it and I check it to see if he's decapitated.
Yeah, his neck is still there. You look through all the fur and it's still there. But you also don't know if maybe this is a side effect of the magic she casted.
Yeah.
This is something that's never been able to happen before with you guys. So
Yeah, I've never seen it up close and personal like this.
it's very beautiful. Very intricate branding.
The snowflake?
Yeah, not his neck. The snowflake. Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying his neck. I was like, ooh.
Just Lorien in general, very beautiful, very intricate, very demure.
He's just a chill guy right now.
He's just a chill guy right now.
But other than that, the first watch is over. Would you like to wake up Jayla? Jayla was second watch, correct?
Jayla.
Yep.
Alright. I'm gonna try and sleep a little bit, I guess.
Cool. I'm gonna pull the crack cat fur a little higher up. I'm like, oh, why is it moved down? And then move it up. Try to warm them up.
You do so easily enough. But go ahead and make a perception check as your watch takes place.
Uh, 16.
Perfect. I mean, throughout the night, the wind blows. The sound of Gal snoring is very loud. Yeah. But other than that, there's a stillness and there's a peace at nighttime out here. You see the faint trickling of a red aurora beginning to take its way across the sky. Other than that, you don't really notice anything.
I'm not gonna talk to Lorian's dead body.
Yep. I get that.
Dang it.
Sit and look depressed.
Yep. Sitting in your sadness, your watch ends, and you can wake Gal back up.
Gal.
Huh?
Last watch.
Oh, it's that time already? Alright. I got this.
Are you sure?
What?
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. You get some sleep.
Okay.
Yep. And so with that, Jayla, you fall back to slumber. Gal, you wake up. You can make another perception check on your watch.
Oh, that wasn't that bad. 16.
Yeah, the night sky. You see through the cracks of the wind blowing the tent open slightly. You see the sky outside is a beautiful blood red. It's very beautiful in its color. The night, for the most part, is over. As your watch ends, you see nothing unusual. And with that, you guys all awake. Gal, you have another point of exhaustion since you didn't get a full 8 hours.
You say
Would it be a short rest,
another point of exhaustion?
He had
Would it be a
exhaustion
short
for
rest
frenzy.
or would it be
I
exhaustion?
already had one.
You would take exhaustion. Exhaustion happens when you don't sleep throughout when you don't get like you have to take a long rest every night in D&D. So you not sleeping for 2 watches gives you a point of exhaustion. You can take a short rest to heal and all that. Let me look up the long rest details on that though, because I don't know everything.
You already have a point of exhaustion?
Wait, doesn't
I'm a
that
good
shit
guy. What
happen
can I
at
say?
some point?
Tell me.
I'm a good guy. What can I say?
Wow.
We can literally let you sleep a little
Yeah.
longer.
They
You
can
could've
wake
woken
Fisk
some-
up.
Yeah, you can wake somebody else up for a watch.
You do not get the benefits of a long rest.
You can wake Fisk up.
But you do get a point of exhaustion.
I do. Okay.
Yep. So
Yeah,
you are not
I'm-
full health. You're not none of that. You can take a short rest though if you want. You'll just to heal yourself back up some more if you need to.
I mean, not
but you won't.
necessarily.
Yeah, you won't get any
Yeah.
of the things that reset on a long rest. So, nonetheless, you guys all wake up. Blinn wakes up. You see, maybe she's awake. I don't know what else to explain. She's awake with you guys. She looks all around to each of you that are sleeping within the hut, and she is like she begins to count down 10, 9, and she gets the one in the hut kind of disappears on her. She says, "Oh yeah, I should have mentioned that last night. The spell will, yeah, it'll disappear. So rise and shine. It's a little chillier.
Yeah, it doesn't affect Elazal too much. He gives a big old cat stretch, and
Yeah.
like when he does that, there's like lightning just ripples across his body. Oh,
Blinn gives you like a nod.
I mean, I appreciate the hospitality. I'll tell you that much. I mean, we could have pitched tents, but you know, having this is
That's
nice.
the least. It's the least I could do.
Although we also have a hut, don't we? Is that this campaign? Do we have a hut?
No, that was
Is it the other-
Tom's.
That was
campaign.
Tom's. Okay.
Requires
Sorry.
a
My
wizard,
wizard.
doesn't it?
My wizard.
Yeah.
She,
Yeah. Does anybody else have that spell? Or is it only wizards?
I think it's just wizards. Yeah.
I think Bards can get something like that, but I don't know if it's Lehman. I think Bards can get it. But Blinn, as you guys all come up, she says, I'm gonna get the preparations for my spell ready. You guys feel free to eat from the fruit bowl I have over there. She points to a fruit bowl that's just like fully. I don't fucking know.
Eat from the fruit bowl.
Ooh,
Eat
fruit.
the fruit. She said I'm gonna go get my preparations ready. And we can start and see what we can do. I'm optimistic that we can get him back to. I'm optimistic, but we'll see.
So is the
is-
smaller tent still up with? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she walks. Lynn, you see Lynn like walk off a little, like maybe 100 feet or so away, and looks like she's starting to like do some sort of drawings or something on the ground.
Is there anything I can do to help?
I was actually gonna say the same thing. I mean, I'm a cleric, so this is kind of like I mean, I don't have full capabilities, but kind of in my wheelhouse. So
I can move heavy things. That's what I can do. So if you need help,
I used to
Let
be
me
able to do
know.
that.
She looks to both of you, and she says, "There's not this sort of magic. This magic is difficult for the caster. So if you could find me something of personal belonging on his body or something that he really had ties to, I could use that as a way to amplify the magic.
oh yeah, he loves his ladder.
Probably something.
and
Probably
war pick.
probably something he has had on him that is a little bit more personal besides some wood and
I would be like, no, we
Okay.
need the ladder. This might destroy.
Oh, I'll start. I'm gonna look at him and be like, I'm really sorry, and then start like looking through his stuff.
I didn't consent to this.
I'm trying to bring you back to life.
Yeah, as you go over to that, Elazal, you stay with Lynn?
Yeah,
That's-
and
yeah.
like I'll just repeat. I'll be like, I mean, I'm not very practiced in this, but I mean, anything you need, like I can guide you. I don't have much, but I got something.
She looks to you and she says, I have to draw a couple more runes, and she points out one of the runes on the ground. I need you, if you could, draw several of these on the other side for me. Now, what I'm going to do isn't something I would per se, you try to copy or replicate. This is not an easy bit of magic. So there is danger involved with what we are about to do.
Sure.
I will need you to heal me afterwards.
That's... Yeah.
If you
Absolutely.
can, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Yes, just go ahead and draw these. You see these 3 runes, and she points to 3 different runes. Just go ahead and draw those on the other side. We're gonna kind of just like meet in the middle. We'll just keep repeating them same way all the way around.
All right. I will do that.
All right. She hands you like a piece of chalk or something, like some
Yeah.
charcoal.
Yeah.
And she carries off. You go over to Lorian's body, Jayla. You are looting him for something, looking through his stuff. What are you looking for?
Yeah, just
Looting
anything
time.
that looks personable. Like, I've spent a good amount of time with him, so I
Yeah.
think I would notice things.
So as you are looking through his belongings, you see several things that would be important. A bit of information. You do notice 2. You say it was 2.
Yeah.
You do notice there are 2 pieces of papers that are folded up in the makes of a letter. Those are certainly newer and more recent. You see those are of some interest, and then you see just his normal belongings. You see all of the carved,
Body
all of
part?
the body parts, the mismatched recipe ingredients on his body.
Oh.
You see his heart amulet. I mean, you see all his magical items and all
I
his
got another
inventory.
Dwargar tongue. That's right. I got another one of those.
Yeah. But of note, there are several things that could be used that are very personal to him. The 2 letters are of recent addition to his body.
Okay, I'll look at the letters and see if they seem like important.
Go
Okay.
ahead, Tyler.
What? Okay, so one of them is really new. One of them looks older.
Okay,
Which one do you?
I'll go with the old one because that seems, if you're gonna keep an old letter, that could be important.
Okay, I'll send it to you, and you can read it. You can read it out
Okay.
loud for the. Do you know Goblin?
No.
Okay.
Not in
Okay,
this
well,
campaign.
That doesn't matter. It's in common, so.
Oh, okay. Why'd you ask?
That's hilarious.
It doesn't matter.
Just the flex.
There you go. You can read that. That's the older letter. That's the older letter. Is Fiska around? Is she present?
I think. What are the rest of you guys doing while Jayla's going through Lauren's body? Elazil's helping Blinn. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Ichabod just standing apart.
Okay.
I'm at the
Doing
football.
much of- Just watching.
I want to read the other one too. Sorry. So just
I'd
send it
probably
my
be
way.
sitting by Lorian because
Okay.
I'm fucking exhausted.
Yeah, Gal's in the same tent. Gal's kind of just chilling in the tent with you, Jayla.
Is Fiska around?
Just because beak deep in some fruit right now.
Yeah, she's like, you just watch her like swallow an entire watermelon and just like, whoop.
And this is the other letter, also in common. So, you were worried. That one looks like that one looks new. That one looks like pretty recent.
Elazar would have been like drawing
Star
these.
space.
Elazar would have been drawing these marks on the ground and would have gotten like closer to
Oh,
Fiska.
Mhm.
And he has like really bad misophonia, which is like the sound of like people eating and stuff. And he's just like, Fiska, please no. Can you just give me a second?
It's not like I'm chewing or anything.
I mean,
She says
it's
that. She
loud.
just swallows another one whole. She'll walk away though.
Oh, Tyler, I want to punch you.
While you're having your misophonia,
Yeah.
you see the kobolds are all like bringing several like different arcane implementations out to Vlyn, out towards the circle, handing them to her. Like it looks like they're like trying to find the right one that she needs. As like they don't know exactly what she needs, and she just keeps like nodding or yaying or naying
Yeah.
the ingredients they're bringing out to her.
Fuck. Sorry, my brain can't think right now. Okay.
Go ahead.
I'll. So, do I know for sure that this letter is important? The first one I read is important.
The old one, I would assume is really important. Probably something from his earlier days in life.
Okay, I'm gonna put the second one in my pocket,
All right.
and then
Nice.
the first one I'll be like, I think this might be important to him.
You bring that over to you go over to Evelyn. She takes it and says, she opens it up to read it.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Nosy nuts.
She opens it up.
Could use it.
Well, she opens it up to read it to see how important it is to verify the quality of importance.
I think I know I'm his friend. Hello.
We were like this.
she gets halfway through that, and you probably make that comment to her.
But,
And she
it's important. I promise.
yeah, she gets maybe like 2 lines, and then she like looks up and she says, "Okay." She folds it back up and puts it at the direct center of the circle that has been drawn. Thank you. Are you okay? I haven't talked to you yet.
Oh yeah. Hi, I'm Jayla. It's been a rough day, or I guess yesterday was rough. Nice to meet you, and I'm very grateful. Before you start, I wanted to talk to everybody.
Yeah, you can take him over there. Today's it's gonna be fine. We're gonna do this. It's gonna work. I know it.
This is like before an operation. It's gonna go fine.
But I'm almost finished making preparations over here on my end. So if you need to talk to them, I mean, there's no rush, but there is a rush. You know what I mean? Just, I'll see you in a little bit. I don't know. I'm not good at talking to people. I don't know.
It's okay. You can just be blunt with me, because I'm not very good at it either. This has been very hard.
Thank God. Okay. Well, yes, I have to focus here. Please leave.
Sounds good. Whatever you need to get this right.
Please leave.
Yes.
So, if I found this, and Jayla is literally tearing up. Like, she is like trying so hard not to cry, and she's like, if this doesn't work, I think Lorian would love for y'all to hear this. I found this on him, and it says, "Thank you all for seeing me not as a monster, as the monster I am, but..." Oh goodness, what the...
You hear one of the kobolds scream in the back.
Thank you all for seeing me not as the monster I am, but who I hoped, who I wish I could be. Thank you. In these cold wastes, your friendship...
Did you steal that from his diary?
No, I was looking for something for him to do this ritual.
This is
What's
so
wrong with
spicy.
you?
I'm the only one fucking trying here. Me and Gal are fucking trying, and you guys are just fucking piddle farting around.
Elzal looks up from like drawing chalk things on the ground. He's like, I mean, come on. Keep reading. I'm here.
Okay. It wasn't really directed towards you, Elizal.
That's fair.
Wow.
Thank you. In these cold wastes, your friendship was warmth and strength that I could lean into. For one final time, thank you, and I'm sorry.
When did he write this?
That's
I don't
Elazal
know.
would be like, wait, when did he write this?
You guys see that it is. I mean, you can make a investigation check on it to see how. I mean, Fisko's really good with fucking copying handwriting. I think Fisko knows this is pretty recent. It might have been the previous day before anyone done anything, before y'all even went to the ritual or anything like that.
Yeah, I got a 17.
Just in case. I got a 4.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
This
You
is
probably
awesome.
feel
I
probably
do get my
maybe
proficiency bonus though, so it's like 16.
Jayla's crying too much to.
yeah.
Yeah.
You think it might have been when you guys probably rested inside the fort, Ice Lodge. You know, he went off on his own here and there when he was in there. He had ample time to do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, he tried to kill me in his sleep, or my sleep. So whatever, dude.
Pours out
little
some
guy.
alcohol.
Yeah, she'll just be like, yeah, oh wow, this is really recent.
What a
She'll
sweetie.
go back to the fruit bowl. she'll pat Jayla on the shoulder.
Yeah, obviously with the 17 hours, it'll be like, he knew something was gonna happen,
He
and
still did it.
I'll say that out loud, like while I'm drawing these chalk lines, and I'll be drawing it, and I'll turn back, and I'm like, I mean, he kind of planned this. He knew. I mean, that lends some. I think there's just a tear coming down his face. That lends some credence to what he tried to do. Yeah. And it's just one of those things for Azal. He's like, it's one more moment, one more time that he didn't save someone. And that's what he's supposed to do. And he didn't. He just let it happen. And he just goes back to drawing shapes on the ground. Hoping. Yeah.
And with that, the circle is completed. The letter that Lorian had on his person from way back when is positioned in the middle. And Lynn looks over to Gal, and she says, if you could please bring the body over here and place it atop the letter.
Yeah, of course. Do I need to make a strength check to pick up his body or no?
No.
Just
I'm
making
so
sure. I mean, I'm
fucking
exhausted, so like.
I think we would help if we saw you
Yeah,
struggle.
if you saw him struggling, yeah, they would help you. But in time, you bring it over there, place it in the middle. She looks at all of you all. She says, okay, what I'm about to do isn't easy to watch. It isn't easy to witness. It isn't easy to do. There will be severe negative effects on my body. I would recommend all of you to stay at least 20 feet away. I'm gonna try what I can. So, with that, are y'all ready to begin?
Well, yeah. We'll
Okay.
back up 20 feet.
You could bother backing up 25 feet.
She
20 feet.
She steps towards the center of the circle above Lorian, and she takes off. She stands in the middle, and as she does, the other kobolds they come around the circle and stand on the circle line itself. And she takes off the mitten on her left hand and right hand. You all see she has a left hand prosthetic, wooden prosthetic, to which she looks like she meddles with it, unscrews it, and then places it on top of Lorian's left eye. So the hand's kind of just grabbing the eye itself. And you see the hand itself looks to be arcane runing, arcane writing on it. She, with her other hand, pulls out her spellbook, kind of rests it on her like nub, rests it on her hand, and she looks to all of you, gives a nod.
Can I cast guidance on her?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yep.
You
She
can
has a
do
book.
it.
You can
You can do it.
Fucking Rob Schneider just comes out of the woodworks.
No, that was Gal. Gal said it.
I know. She has the book in her hand, and she puts her other hand, outstretches it above Lorian's body, and she begins to murmur in some magical language. It's very old. It sounds like an ancient language. What do you all speak again?
Celestial.
Undercommon.
Goblin.
I got celestial and primordial and draconic for like ancient languages.
Okay.
Giant and undercommon.
I got
Yeah, I
Draconic.
just speak undercommon. Uncommon.
I can speak giant and common.
I like it. She is speaking in Infernal.
Dang.
So if anyone knows that, there's a little bit more that can be learned here, but other than that, she is speaking in Infernal. She's saying these macabre these words, and she's just like her hand begins to glow with this black necrotic energy as she whips it around and around Lorian's body until she raises it up, and she slams her head down on his chest. And as she does, you see 6 black lines of necrotic energy spread out and hit each of the kobolds that surround the circle, as each one of them begins to writhe in pain, as she begins to suck out their life force, funnel into her body, and try to push it into Lorian's body. And you see the 2 reanimated kobolds just fall limp instantly as the magic within them is drained. You watch as Holgi, Snorb, those 2 go down.
Ooh.
And you see she begins to struggle, and she's sweating. She's looking back. She sees that Zob and the other fucking kobold. She sees that one. I have to give it. She sees old Janis
Richard.
Joplin. She sees Janis Joplin over there. And she's holding the magic. She's sweating, and she looks over, and you see Janis Joplin fall down. So all that remains is Zob, and she's casting this magic through, and eventually you watch as Zob's body withers and falls down
Oh no.
as each life force is drained from them and pushed
Wow,
and
I
pushed
can feel
into Lorian's body. And as she does, you see that her vitality begins to slowly drain out. Lorian's skin looks flushed and comes back to the color it would be when he was alive. And as she's doing this, and she's pushing this magic in, you see her thrust back with the explosion of power that just lifts her off her feet and throws her outside the circle as a big plume of smoke just fills the air. You see her 3 of the fingers on her right hand have been blown off, and she sticks them in the snow, looks up, and waits for a moment. And then she walks over to the body of Lorian, grabs the hand that she had taken off, sticks it back on her arm, and just looks at you and shakes her head. I really tried to do what I could, but for some reason, this is just a husk, and there's nothing I can do to bring it back. I'm sorry that I couldn't save him.
Fiska licks her lips.
She says, as you can see, it was at a great cost to me as well, but I tried.
Yeah,
I really did.
I put my hand on her shoulder, and I'll just do a cure wounds at 2nd level.
Yeah, you see her vitality return to her body. She stands up. I tried. I really did. We should probably make burial arrangements, or plan to give him a proper send-off. I'm just going to
Yeah.
go over to my kobolds.
No, you. Yeah, no. This.
Yes.
Thank you. You did what you could. I think from here on, it's for us to figure it out.
I know that was a lot for you. Yeah.
She turns around to go to her kobolds and gathers them, puts them in a little pile.
Is there
The
a
dead
shovel?
ones?
All of them, yeah.
They're all dead.
Is there a shovel around here? Like, would I see one nearby?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
For
Yes.
Lorian or the kobolds?
For Lorian, I'm just gonna grab a shovel and I'm gonna just head out the door or head the cave, whatever.
If I see you doing that, I'll be like, wait. Is this where he would want to be buried? Like, is there? I mean, we've
Did any
carried
of his
his
letters have anything about a last will and testament?
Right. Well, we've carried his body this far. There's got to be a better place than just in the middle of nowhere.
Burn it.
I don't know.
I don't either. I mean, I guess that's
I'm
a question for
I'm
you.
not
You've been with
burying
him.
in the circle of Throom. He
Well,
fucking died.
oh, I mean, no one recommended that, Jayla.
That's the only thing I can think of because
That
Throom and all that shit.
I was
Well, no,
actually
I
going to
mean-
say we could bury him within the stones.
That would be so metal, by the way.
The only reason I
he
said that is because you've been with him the longest. I thought maybe there'd be like a special place that like if he met
I
his
don't know
end.
if I would recall anything. Tyler, would I have any inkling?
It's not anywhere near here.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
you live far away.
yeah. I
Okay.
lived very far away.
So I suppose a better question is would he want to be buried or would he want to be burned?
I mean, he does have, or he did have those fire powers. Maybe we can build him like a little
Little pyre,
Pyre.
and
Yeah.
send him off.
like we did with the gun speaker.
I feel like that would be honorable. I'm sorry that this didn't work. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. He made a choice at first, but seeing how much it meant to you, it meant that much to me. And I was hoping. I haven't been able to do a lot since we've all been together, and I was hoping. It sucks when that doesn't go your way. Someday it will.
I mean, we all tried. Well,
We're a
right?
group.
We all tried.
We're a group.
So
We all did things before and after. And here we are. So let's send him off in a way that hopefully befits his honor.
I'll go look for some wood. I'll be back. Gal?
You're gonna look over and Gal is just like on his knees crying at his body. I'm gonna be honest. You just hear him, Dorian, you gotta wake up. Come on, bud. It's still an adventure. Come on.
I'll go over to Gal and I'll place my hand on his shoulder and be like, he's gone. You have to let him go. We tried.
I'm
And
gonna
then
roll.
I'll
I'm sorry.
walk off. sorry. You're good.
No, you're good. I'm gonna roll performance to cry. I'm gonna fake cry with advantage because I have advantage in performance for some reason. Should use it.
Wow.
Sorry, I thought it would be
I'm
funny.
so sad.
Let's see, how do I go? All right. Okay. How are my tears with a 16?
Oh, you're muted.
I can't hear you.
I mean, it's not a full-on breakdown, but it's one of those like silent cries.
That's fair. A full-on breakdown wouldn't be appropriate. That would be like obviously fake. So you see a few tears, and then she'll turn away into the woods to collect wood.
Yep. And in time, you guys collect enough wood to build a pyre, to which you all have it set up, built, assembled. Off to the other side, you see that Vlyn is doing something to the kobolds. It looks like she's trying to do whatever inkling of magic she still has left. It looks like she's spending spells on trying to bring them back, and you see that she is able to successfully bring them back since it has been like a minute of time. Like, it's not like she's doing it because she still needs these things around, but she's doing it, bringing them back. But it's still, regardless of her action, it is still a sacrifice that she still managed to attempt for you all. She helps you build the pyre as much as she can, as an old lady can. Eventually, you all place Lorian's body in the middle of it. And
I would place his war pick in between his arms. I can't loot his body. I'm sorry, guys. I can't do it. So if you
Cool.
guys want
I was gonna do it.
stuff, you are gonna have to do that because
I mean,
I
if-
can't do it.
I was saying I have so much shit. Please don't
I'm
burn it.
looting it.
Please don't burn it.
I'll turn to everyone and be like, if you guys want the stuff, I just can't take it right now.
I mean, I feel like if we were gonna do that, it would have been before we placed him on the pyre.
Okay, yeah.
This is pretty funny though.
all of his like belongings and stuff would have been stripped of him when she brought him into the
it would have
circle,
been like
so.
a group, like we understand that this is the type of stuff that should go on with him into the afterlife, but we have something. It's just literally what Eliza would say. We have very important things to do, and whatever Lorien has obtained in his journey with us, it's a part of all of us, and we need it.
He gets to keep his war pick though.
That's fine. We don't need that.
I like how they moved me for 2 weeks. All of this shit is part of our stuff now.
I mean,
This girl was appraising the war pick, like, how much could I get for this? And she hears you guys say that, and then she just like puts it down silently.
But nonetheless, his items have been, put off to the side as he is laid upon the pyre. Does anyone want to say a final word before the pyre is lit and Lorien is burned?
I think Eliza would probably say something.
Oh, my eulogy.
I mean, not necessarily eulogy. I think Eliza would apologize. He would say, there was a time of uncertainty. We didn't know what you were doing for the group. And I turned my back. A few of us did. With time, obviously, it's always more clear someone's intentions. And I feel like that's why I was comfortable giving you the space to do what you needed to do, leading up to your demise. And I'm sorry it happened that way. I wish I could have done more. But that's how it happened. And my biggest regret is that I didn't trust you sooner. I'm sorry, and I hope that whatever you face now is befitting of who you are, who you truly are, because I don't think you really got to show that. I'll just nod and back up.
I just want to go up, kind of. They can listen if they want, but it's mostly just to talk to him. Be like, you know what? You were a pain in the ass. I'm not gonna lie. You made stupid, impulsive decisions. But you were brave. You were a protector. And you were a friend. I'm gonna miss your, I don't know, side missions. And having to chase you down. And make sure you don't get into trouble. I just hope the afterlife for you is good. You will be missed.
I'll go up after that. I'll just go up to his body. I'll look him, you know, a little sadder.
Wherever you've gone, Norin, I gotta say one thing. You still owe me a fucking rematch, man. That arm wrestling was bullshit. I've been meaning to say this for a while. It's bullshit, and you owe me a rematch.
I got out of there 1-0, baby.
And with that, the pyre is lit. And you all watch as the flames creep up and eventually claim Lorian's body. The body burns quick, thanks to the hair. The scent is rough, but it's not your first time smelling someone burn. And as the ashes and specks of what was once Lorian rises into the cool air of Icewind Dale, as a party member falls, a sorrowful day, a sad ending, but it's the end of one chapter and the beginning of a new one. As the body burns entirety and the ashes, most of the ashes remain in the burned rubble. But as the remainder float up and up into the sky, our story transitions to a few days earlier as 6 people fall from the sky, plummeting to the earth, about to make contact with the icy terrain below them. And that's it for tonight's session at Tabletop Tyranny. We will be back next Sunday where we will pick up with our side characters. It'll be a couple days in the past, but you know, a couple days in this campaign is a whole fucking year at the pace we go, which sucks. But thanks for tuning in. See you next Sunday, and thanks for playing. Thanks for watching, and